Hey everyone, this is Power22, and welcome back to my new LP. As you can see by the screen here, it is going to be Magic Duels. Well, I'll make a clarification, viewers. This will probably be the first of two new LPs I'm going to be doing. Yes, folks, I'm going to attempt to do two LPs at the same time. We'll see if this leads to a burnout or not. I'm hoping it won't. But for now, this will be one of two new LPs I'm going to be doing. The second one is going to be a mystery until I upload it sometime later this week. So for now, yeah, I'm going to be playing through one of my games I'm really passionate about. I've been collecting Magic cards for years now. I've been playing it ever since I was back in high school. This is going about 20 years now. And, well, not quite 20 years, okay, 18 years. Okay, close enough. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. But yeah, I used to play Magic cards during my breaks in class, or not, well, during my spare periods or during lunch and all that stuff. And yeah, it was kind of really a passion grew from that. A lot of my friends are playing different card games of the day, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and all those cards games are still being played today. I tended to gravitate toward Magic, and I really haven't stopped playing at all since then. I've kind of toned down because obviously life goes on, and my friends have kind of moved away and different things like that, so I haven't been playing as much. But I still play here or there, and I still have quite a decent collection going. And ever since the digital versions have been releasing, I've been playing those. Well, namely more of them on the PlayStation, honestly, compared to the computer. Because I've been playing Magic, like the original Duels with Planeswalkers 2012, 13, and 14, on the PS3, but then for whatever reason they stopped producing them on the PlayStation systems. Now they're still making them on the. They still have this game as well on the Xbox, which I do not have at the moment. I don't have an Xbox 360. Oh, I have a 360, and I don't have an Xbox One. So yeah. So at this point, I'm playing it on the computer, which is good enough. I've actually had this game for a while now. And at this point of years, I'm going to be playing through the story mode of this game. Now, I've got a lot of progress done through the story mode. I'm not completely done through the game yet, viewers. As you're going to see on here on the story. And a new storyline, in fact, has just been released. M1 the new packs have just come out this past week, and they made the appropriate update to the digital version as well, which I'm very happy for. But that's not what we're going to start with today, viewers. We're going to start at the beginning. We're going to go to Magic Origins. Now, Origins is more or less first couple matches anyway, more of a tutorial for playing this game. And at this point, viewers, honestly, I'm not sure how popular this is going to be, so I'm going to kind of go through the tutorial, try to explain things as I go, as best I can. And hopefully you guys will follow me through as I play the game. And again, please leave comments in the section below, and that'll definitely help me, I guess, determine my play style. And yeah, basically a couple things as well, viewers, is should I fail in any match, I will redo the match off screen, and or phrase, I will redo the match until I win. And then I'll show you my winning game. So I'll do the match first. If I lose, I'm going to keep that one on screen. And if I win, my rematch, I'm going to record the winning one, and I'll upload that as a separate video. So yeah, at this point, viewers, I'm going to go ahead and start the game, I suppose. That's the next step. So we're going to go with Magic Origins. For every planeswalker in the multiverse, there is a story. There is an origin. That monument of extreme trauma, the moment of extreme trauma, duress, or emotional awakening. A moment when the possibility of infinite worlds becomes a reality. Experience the journey that ignited the sparks of Gideon, Jace, Liliana, Chandra, and Nissa. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, normally all these options will be locked until you beat them all. I've already done it. But for the sake of this game and this LP, I'm not going to look at these other ones yet until we actually progress into that part of the game. First, we're going to play with Gideon Jura, or Yura. Before you took the name Gideon Jura, you were Kythian Iora, a 13-year-old kid from the slums of Akros on the plain of Theros. You possess a strong sense of justice, and your magic makes you resilient to physical harm. This combination leads you to speak more with actions than with words. You lead a small group of street toughs known as Kythians Irregulars. Together, you act as a force for justice and charity in the slums. While raiding an Akron estate for food, you draw the attention of the city guards. You can click on this image or click on Start Duel. Well, one thing I have to mention off to that too is the artwork, the art design in this game is stellar. Like for all the packs, for everything, it's pretty sweet. Alright. It's us versus the guards. Our turn. Yes, so in Magic we can have 7 cards to start the hand. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And usually on the first turn you get the option to call a mulligan, and you can draw another 7 cards, and you keep, or if you don't like that hand you can keep going, but you get 1 card less each time, so 6, 5, 4, 3, and so on. But in this particular duel first is more or less a tutorial, and we don't really have that option. And a lot of these cards are extremely basic, and they have very limited abilities. So I'm going to kind of go through the abilities as you see them on the screen now as they come up. Now, also, this is the land cards, or mana cards, however you want to call them at this point. And right now, this is a white deck, a plains deck, as they call. So, first off, in any hand, generally speaking, you're going to want to go ahead and put land cards in first if you have them to play. As you see, there's different phases here as well. This is the main phase, and it happens to be our turn first. So we're going to go, we can play cards, and then next, if you have any viable attackers, you can choose to declare to attack your opponent, and then they'll have a turn to defend. If they have the ability to do so, they can choose to block with their creatures, or they can skip it if they choose. Then the actual attack animation goes through. Then there is another main phase, so if you have any other cards you can play, you can do so at that time. Then is the end phase, at which point your turn is over and it's the player's turn. So, I know it's kind of a lot of information to take in, but believe me, viewers, that's nothing compared to how complicated this game can get, although it's not really too complicated, so I don't want to turn anyone off from actually playing the game, because it's really quite fun. Alright, first, and also, and this game is very forgiving. You can change the settings. You can actually have it show you what cards to play with, like recommended actions. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and play a plains card. And using your mouse wheel or just clicking on it, you can actually zoom in on the card to see an artwork or any kind of abilities it has. Now that I put that land in, I have 1 available mana to cast. And as you can see, this card is highlighted, because it also only requires 1 mana to cast. And you see, it's an Elite Vanguard. It only costs 1 to cast. It's a creature, human soldier. Now you'll see here, you'll see numbers in the corner. They represent your power, basically your attack power. And that's a 2 here, so you do up to 2 damage. And the number 1 here is a toughness, basically the defense power. And that's how much damage you can actually take before the character actually is going to die, or get kicked off into the graveyard, or various other things can happen if they're running out of toughness. So as you can see here in this game, it actually shows you the some information about the card. Right now this is just basically a creature card. And what's also going to happen, and I'm going to kind of show you as I go, so let's put this in. I'm also going to click here. Whenever you cast a card, you can usually go right here and click on Stop Timer, which is quite handy in a lot more advanced decks, because you're going to want to go ahead and sometimes play their abilities before they're actually cast, and therefore you lost your chance to play the ability. And you gotta be quick on the trigger sometimes, so you gotta keep an eye out for that. So yeah, the cards being displayed, what's gonna happen as well, one thing I forgot to mention, is whenever you cast a spell or play a card, your land or mana will become tapped. Basically, it's been used, so it can't be used again until the next turn. Now, there are some exceptions to that rule, as other cards have various abilities that perhaps prevent the cards from becoming untapped or usable again, or other ones have the ability to automatically untap or not tap at all. Depends on what kind of cards you play with. Now, this creature card, once it goes into the goes in play, you'll see what happens here. I'll stop timer again. You'll see here, if I zoom in, this huge circle right here, which is what this is, Summoning Sickness. As it says right here, you can't attack with this creature or use its abilities because it has them in undue control since the start of your most recent turn. What that basically means is you can't go ahead and right away attack with any cards you put out. You can defend if it comes to under attack from other opposing creatures, but you can't attack with them. There are exceptions to this though. There is an ability called Haste, which none of my cards have at the moment, but Haste cards get the ability to attack right off the bat, so they don't have to worry about being summoning sick. But right now that's not going to be factoring in, so let's go ahead and continue again. I can't do anything else, so it's my end turn, and now it's the computer's turn. They play a land card. They play nothing. I'm going to stop timer here, because what the computer likes to do, and I suppose it's not a bad idea as well in general play of Magic, is to play cards during what's called your second main phase, because I played my card out on the first main. Now the computer in this game, I find, likes to do a lot of their stuff in the second main phase, which they put a land in, they skip the attack because obviously they can't do anything, and they put a card out right near the end of their turn, which is perfectly fine. And see, they got a card here, Valiant Guard. Now notice it has no power, which means that it basically is no point for it attacking anyone because it's not going to do any damage. But notice its defending power, its toughness, is 3. It's basically going to go ahead and be able to withstand my creature, because you see my creature only has 2 attack. So its defending power is stronger, which means that I won't be able to kill the creature. I need at least 3 power to kill the creature. Alright, my second turn. As you can see, every turn anytime you start a turn, you can draw a card. Now, you don't draw a card on the first turn of the game, so if you happen to be player number 1 or the first turn taken, you actually don't draw a card on that turn. So yeah, you may start first and be able to play a card first, but you don't actually get that extra card in your hand. So it can be kind of unfortunate in a way if you actually play it first. So, but anyway, yeah, I can go ahead and play a land. And I'm going to choose another land, computer. I'm going to shove it in your face. There you go. I'm going to play a different land. That's one that you don't recommend. Okay. Now, in this case, as you can see, I have the ability now to play a second card, as I have 2 land available, and this creature requires 2. Now, you see here, you'll see a plains icon here. Now, that means that one of the cards you play for land has to be a plains card, a plains land card. The other number here means you can use any other combination of other cards you have of mana. What that means, viewers, is there will be other decks you have in which you can play more than one color. That's actually quite beneficial in some cases, as you can have quite strong creatures and play really unique abilities that require multiple colors. Now, that's not going to happen in these first couple of matches because it's more of a basic tutorial. So let's go ahead and play this Oriscus Swiftclaw. And as you can see, it has attacking power of 3. and defending power of only 1. I'm gonna keep calling it defending power, viewers. I apologize. It's toughness, but I'm gonna change those terms quite frequently. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue again. As you can see now, I have the ability to attack, the option to attack rather. But there's no point in doing it because, I mentioned before, I won't be able to do any damage because he'll just block the creature and we'll kind of trade, and that'll be that. Now, I could still attack, and I could get lucky and the computer can choose not to defend. And that's very much possible. I could do that. But I don't want to take the chances because right now I have better what's called board position. I got 2 creature cards to his 1. Now, one thing I actually forgot to mention, viewers, is this number right here. And this is your health. Normal games start with 20 health each. Now, there are exceptions to this, as some matches in this game are unique or special matches in which you actually have to drain like 30 or 40 health from an opponent to win. Now, honestly, viewers, as long as you have 1 health left at the end of the game, whereas the other person has 0, you still win. So the initial points, if you just take 1 or 2 damage here or there at the beginning from small creatures, yeah, it can make a difference, but I wouldn't worry about that too much until it becomes more of a threat later in the game. Right at the beginning, you're usually safe to take a little damage here and there. And this, obviously, right here, viewers, is your deck. I'll get into that more probably in another episode, viewers. I'm going to go with the computer recommendation here in this case. I'm going to skip the attack. It plays also a second land card. It's not going to attack because it has no power. This one, however, does. As you can see, it's a Glory Seeker. Now this one's a bit interesting here, as you see. It is a 2/2 creature. It has 2 attack power and 2 toughness. That's a bit more of a threat. Because my creatures, while I have higher attack power, I don't have any... its defense power is lower. Which means that if I choose to block, they're going to trade and they're both going to die. So we'll have to see what we can do about that, viewers. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play another Plains card. So I got 3 cards now in my hand. 3 land cards. Now, as you can see, these cards require more mana to play. They're Charging Griffin. Now, you see this one requires 4, so 3 of any color and 1 Plains. This one's unique because it's got the flying ability. As it says, it kind of gives in the caption here. This creature can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Now, basically what that means is it has free reign to attack without restrictions as long as the opponent doesn't control a flying creature of their own or have a creature that has the ability called Reach, which is any creatures, usually like spiders, like in green decks, are a lot of those have Reach, I found, so they can deal with flyers. Now, as you see here, this one has an added ability. Whenever Charging Griffin attacks, so wherever he attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, which means it actually gets 1 attack power and 1 toughness, so it becomes a 3/3 flyer, which is quite handy. Unfortunately, I can't play him yet, so I'm going to go ahead and play my own Glory Seeker, so to counter what the computer played. It's my turn again to attack, and I'm going to agree again with the computer recommendation to skip the attack. I have another card here, I'll show that off when it's my turn next turn. Computer chose not to attack. They're playing another card as well. A Veteran Swordsmith. Uh-oh. Other soldier creatures you control get +1/+0. Which means that any other creatures they have in play now or in the future that are of a soldier type, that have the word soldier here, will get a +1 attack power. So that could be very unfortunate. I think these are soldiers. Yes, so let's stop timer. If I zoom in on these cards, see the Glory Seeker, he's a soldier, so he gained 1 attack power. He's now a 3/2, not just a 2/2. And even this guard, which was a 0 before, actually has a power now of 1. So they just gained a good standing there. So I can play another land. I'm going to go ahead and do so. This creature I can't play yet. This Silent Artisan requires 5 lands. I'll be able to play him next turn. So he's a giant. He's got 3 attack power and 5 toughness. That's pretty good. Shame I can't play him yet. So I can play the Griffin. And he's a flyer, so I'm going to go ahead and put him in. Now, in this case, again, I got 3 creatures available to attack. But in this case, since they all got at least 2 defense, this one has 3 defense. And at this point, again, I'm going to go with the computer recommendation and skip the attack. Now, I may not always agree. I may not actually always go by the computer recommendation. But in this case, I'm going to go by it because I agree. Now he's playing another Valiant Guard. He's another 0-3, but he's going to be a 1-3 because of the this card's ability. Alright, now, we got options, viewers. Because I can put the Artisan in, who's going to be a really good defender. And I probably should put him in first, because having a defender would be really nice. A really nice card to have. I could also play this other, the second Charging Griffin. So that way, I can have the second one going, and I can actually have 2 cards attacking at once, doing quite a bit of damage. But in this case, I want to have a good defense going. I'm going to put the Silent Artisan in. Now, in this case, the computer is going to recommend, and I agree, to attack with my flyer. So you click on the cards you want to go ahead and attack with, and go on confirm attack. Now it's a 3-3, and you notice the card taps when they attack. Computer can't block any. There was a blocking turn, and they didn't have any other flyers. So I do 3 damage, so you're now at 17. Now he's also tapped, so that card can't defend now on the computer turn. They play another Glory Seeker. Interesting. Okay, I got options here. This one is another Swiftclaw card. He's another Cat Warrior. He's got 3 power and 1 defense. Or I could put another flyer in. I'm going to do the flyer, because that way I can start attacking with more damage. For now, I'm going to go ahead and, again with my flyer, just a flyer, go ahead and attack and do another 3 damage. Now, if the computer chooses to go ahead and start attacking me, I could lose some cards, but because I got a defender, I should still be okay. Will they attack? Nope, I'm not even playing a card at the end there. They're just going right to the end of the turn. Alright, now, what should I do here, viewers? I can put another, this Swiftclaw in, or I can put this Artisan in again. The second one. I'm going to put this one in so I can have another good blocker. I suppose he's a good attacker as well, but I don't want to do that yet. Now, as you can see, because my other flyer is no longer summoning sick, because it's been a turn now, he can be declared an attacker. I'm going to go ahead and click on both the flyers, and they're going to do 3 damage each, for a total of 6. So, as you can see, each card has like a little mini animation play out. They can't do anything to block, so they're going to take a lot of damage here. Yeah, and they're down to 8 health now. They draw a card. Do they declare any attackers? They don't. They put another card in, though. Another veteran swordsmith. Another soldier. And also, this one is the same one as I had before, so The creatures are going to be rather strong now. But that's why I got these defender cards, these artisans, because they're going to be, as long as they're higher than, as long as we don't get any more of those bonuses, these artisans here, go to the 5 toughness, I should be okay. So, in this case, I drew an Elite Vanguard. That's another 2/1 creature. I think that's the second one I had. And this one is the Swiftclaw. I actually have enough mana to play both, and I shall. Now, I could do a couple things here, viewers. I can go ahead and attack with just the flyers, as you see, to do another 6 damage, leaving him with 2. And he'd be in a pretty bad position for next turn, basically meaning he can't win. Now the computer is recommending that I attack with everyone. Let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards that are available to me, but 2 of them are flyers. So I can attack with like this here, and I'd rather play it safe, to be honest, viewers, because if I attack with all, some of my cards aren't going to survive because they got the boosted attack there. So I'm just going to confirm the attack with the flyers, because I want to have the strong defense if they choose to attack next turn. The computer's turn, they choose to... they're attacking? Nope, they skip. And what happens here is when there's too many cards on screen at once, the screen zooms out. As you see, I have an extra card up here. Now it kind of zooms in a bit. I'm going to play my extra planes card. Now at this point, viewers, seeing as I'm going to win at this point utterly and completely, I'm going to go ahead and go attack with all. And you'll see how the blocking effect works if they choose to block. The stop timer here. Now, the computer had the turn to declare blockers. Now, as you can see here, this card, this Valiant Guard here, you see the blue line? It's kind of going across here, going to attack, or not attack, going to block my Swiftclaw. Same one here. This guy here, the Glory Seeker, is going to block my Elite Vanguard. Now, what's going to happen is they're both this one's going to kill me, but I'm also going to kill him, because I got 2 attack power, and he only has 2 defense, or toughness. So I'm going to take him out. Now his attack power is 4. My toughness is only 1. So I'm also going to be taken out. So it's going to be, we're both going to kind of kill each other. But what happens is, he's not going to do any extra damage to me. That is not the case in every situation now. There are card abilities, namely green, has an ability called Trample, which you'll see at some point, viewers, which basically any excess damage, so let's say if 4 damage, and I can only take 1, so this card is to be killed. That means there's 3 remaining damage that will be done to me. That's the ability called Trample. So we don't got to worry about that in this particular game that we're playing at the moment, but we will for future reference. Alright, as you see here, they're each doing damage. And the cards are pretty much trading blows and killing off each other. Except the artisans, they're staying alive because they got enough defense. Yep, and in this game you can actually go ahead and do damage in the negative, so but it just kind of adds insult to injury, so to speak. And yep, apparently got an achievement, even though I already beat this before. So I'm a tactician apparently. But yeah, that's the gist of Magic. So let's go ahead and go continue. Won the duel with a custom deck. Okay. Because I did make some modifications, but I thought we were just playing in the story mode. Okay, whatever. You fight your way out of your hideout, but you realize continued resistance will put your friends at risk. You lay down your weapons, and the guards haul you off to the dungeons. You are sentenced to 10 years for thievery. That's not good. Which leads us to the second match, which I will show off in the next episode of Let's Play Magic Duels. This is Part 22, so thank you guys so much for watching. Any comments, please leave them in the section below. It would definitely help me a lot. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, would much appreciate it. And again, any feedback on this new LP would be much appreciated, because I'm really looking forward to doing this LP. And any comments you provide, I'd be looking forward to seeing. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye.